What is the role of anxiety and avoidance? I'm Dr. Ray, licensed psychologist, and anxiety and avoidance have a complicated, rewarding, and kind of an odd relationship with one another. So typically, when people experience anxiety, it's really a form of fear or dread or some kind of uneasiness that they might have related to something such as fear of the test that's coming up or crowds or any number of things. So the idea of going through that experience brings up those feelings, right? So somebody with test anxiety may start having dreams about failing the test, missing the test. I know when I was in school, I used to have constant dreams. I would skip class that day and miss the test and find out later that there was a test that day. Um, but the role of avoidance comes in an attempt to really try to not have to cope with or experience that anxiety. So if we have a fear of crowds and we avoid going into those situations where we know we will have to experience a crowd, we're benefited by not having to experience that discomfort or that anxiety. So the next time we end up having a situation to where a crowd may be present, um, we're potentially going to avoid that again because of the reward last time where we didn't experience that distress or that anxiety, and we may want to have that feeling again. So in this way, anxiety and avoidance really do play off of each other and kind of feed into each other in this cycle to where the anxiety potentially makes it more likely that avoidance will continue, and then the avoidance continues the cycle of anxiety. Um, the problem is, in the long term, this isn't ultimately a very healthy way of coping, so to speak, with anxiety, as we never actually deal with the stressor or the situations that cause the anxiety in the first place. And that can prevent us from really having that long-term growth or ever finding a way to deal with the example of the crowd and working through that issue. So the avoidance, while it tends to make us feel good in the short term, does come at long-term expense of preventing future growth and really limiting our interactions, our social life, or whatever else it may be.